Good afternoon, ToastMasters and guests. Some moments, when I think back to my childhood, some moments are as if it's etched into my brain. We all have them, those significant moments. But for me, most of them are small ones. Like when I played football with my mother's tuition students. I was such a small child that they would pass the ball to me very carefully. And I remember feeling so content to be included, to be part of their game. That inclusion reminds me of another moment when one of these same tuition students bought a munch cake, not cake, a munch, the chocolate, a huge one so that we can all cut it on his birthday. We sang happy birthday and cut the chocolate. And it might have been such a small gesture, but it made us feel like we were all part of the same family. As I grew older, my life started to become a bit more creative when these same tuition students decided they will shoot a short film. I wasn't exactly the part of the short filmmaking process, but my brothers were, and I joined them because I got free sip-ups and a lifetime of entertainment from that small trip. All moments are not obviously happy. I remember waking up one morning, early in the morning, crying because I saw my brothers dying in my dream. Terrifying. Honestly, as a 5-year-old child, it was a terrifying thing. I found my mother in the kitchen and she calmed me down. She said, "It means something good is going to happen." I have stuck by that. Whenever I see someone dying, I'll be like, okay, something happened. Something good is going to happen to them. No worries. After some years, I couldn't see my brother for some time, and he surprised me at my school by coming to pick me up. I launched myself at him for a hug, and to share this news with my friends, I rushed back to my classroom, but when I reached the classroom, I broke down. I didn't realize how much I missed my brother until that moment. That feeling of missing came rushing back when a few months later, my friends told me that she's going to leave the school. She was transferring and I didn't want her to go. And that was the moment when I realized how much I hated seeing the people I really care about go away. Well, there are good moments as well, like with my friends when in Kerala. We decided it would be like a group of dancers we all are. We decided it would be amazing to go and sing for an event instead of our usual dance. It was terrible, honestly. We laughed the entire song. I don't even remember singing a single part of the lyrics. And there were more quieter moments, like when I sat on the kitchen counter as my friends cooked. They were so kind to let me just sit there chatting when they worked, and it might have been such a small, it was nothing. Our conversation was very random, but it all felt so comforting, so homely. One of these nights, we also sat outside eating ice cream as the cars rushed by and the peaceful night air and our comfortable silence, along with this very cold ice cream. It was such a nice time together. Another night, one of this friends decided to take me on a late night walk to get burgers. We talked about everything and nothing at the same time. And I realized sometimes it's in those late night moments when we do not know what we are even talking about, we find the most genuine of connections. All of this reminds me of another small yet significant for me incident. When we were at a park here, me and my friends, a child handed me a rock. It was nothing, just a rock. But it felt something more to me. It felt like a gift of kindness and innocence. When talking about kindness and innocence, I have to mention this incident. When I was 7 years old, I was very proud of that number. You know how kids are, eager to grow up, to be adults. Terrible mistake. There are no kids here, so no need to say that, I guess. But me and my mother used to often travel by bus then. And one day we boarded the bus, as usual, crowded, noisy, and the conductor approached us and was like, where are you going? My mother said, she's just 3 years old, she doesn't need ticket. I wasn't 3, I was 7, and I was quite proud of the number. I said, I am actually 7 years old. I am so glad I'm still alive, thanks to my mother. The conductor smiled at our little misunderstanding, but then it happened. The bus jerked. The conductor stumbled and wobbled, and in a moment I can't see him. He's fallen off the bus. The driver slammed the brake. Everyone is in panic mode, and someone shouted, "Take him to the hospital." My mother calmly took out this white towel that we had and gave it to a person so that he can put pressure on the injury. At that moment, I remember staring at that white towel and thinking of normalcy, of nothing of the time before that time. Dearest Toastmasters and friends, that day taught me two things. First, however innocent our words may be, it can have unintended consequences. And second, kindness matters. For us, that was just a towel. No need just to use when I cough or sneeze. But in that moment, it became something more. It became a symbol of care, of humanity in this messed up world. Sometimes these small moments affect us the most, and these small moments can open up our eyes to things that we have never seen. Over to Toastmaster play.
Give a bigger round of